Okay, so in the previous lesson, we had looked at the surface anatomy for the back of the figure. Okay, so now we're ready to move on into the area of the foot and the toes. So the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and switch to solid view over here and make sure that our snapping is enabled and you're back on increment, and go ahead and just select on this layer over here and just right click to select the figure. And of course, under edit mode, under mesh edges, make sure that your shortcut key is enabled if you close Blender and open it back up. Okay, so before we move on into the foot, I'm just going to do A to select everything and A to deselect everything. Just going to show you over here. Now, since we've finished manipulating all the vertices, there are a few things that we don't actually need over here. One is going to be this diamond shape over here. We can just do W merge at center and it'll just get rid of it. A to deselect everything, just go to your back view over here, and over here you'll notice that we got a few diamond shapes that we don't need anymore. So go ahead and select on this, shift key down this one, do W merge at center, so that'll clean that up. Now go ahead and click on this vertex, do W smooth, and let's do 1 2 3. Go ahead and select on this edge, do Control A 1 2, A to deselect, and then go ahead and select on this edge over here, X, and dissolve this edge. Then click on these two vertices to select this edge, to Control A 1 2, click on this one, X, and dissolve this, A to deselect. So if you do tab, you can see that we simply got rid of stuff that we don't need, right? Everything else we're going to leave be over here. Okay, so A to select, A to deselect everything. So we're going to start moving on to the foot now. So in the same way, we have to create the basic forms of the foot first before we come in for the details. So the first thing that we want to do is go to your right view over here. I'm going to do Control R, left click, and then right click. Now I'm going to do Control R, left click, and right click over here, and just middle mouse button over here. Go ahead and switch to your edge select mode. Go ahead and select on shift key down this edge, shift key down this, and this one. And go ahead and select on these edges over here. Now just do W smooth 1 and then 2. Now we can select on this edge, shift key down this one, shift middle mouse button, and click on these two edges, do W smooth 1 2. Click on the vertex select mode, click on this vertex, shift key down this one, then rotate over here and only select on this vertex. We're skipping this one. We're going to go to the right view and we're going to take this to the left in the big grid unit, just like this. Just do W and then smooth. Then where this is selected, you're going to just come down over here, select on this vertex, shift key down this one, then just rotate it over here, and then go ahead and select this. Do Control 1 to go to your back view. Then press the S key to scale and only scale it in one nudge over here. Go to your right view, take it to the left, and then do W and then smooth. Okay, so if I do Control 1, I'm going to deselect everything. You can see that the bones over here, the way they're coming out, they're a little exaggerated. So we're going to bring them in a little later. Well, right now we're not going to do that. What we're going to do first is go ahead and add some edge loops over here so we can create the toes. So go ahead and select on this edge select mode. Go ahead and select on this edge. Do Control A 1 2. Click on this one, Control A. Now I know that the edge was over here, so I can select on this edge and now just keep clicking until I go all the way down so I don't lose my place. So I'm going to click on this edge now. Now do Control A 1 time, click on this one, Control A 2 times. So now if you do Control R, hover your mouse like this, you'll get to select the edge loop like this. Left click and then right click. So you can see why we did that, so we can get this edge loop over here, so it gives us access to creating the toes later on. Now go ahead and select on this and just put everything back the way it was. So I'm going to do Control A 1 2, Control A 1, Control A 1 2, Control A 1. Okay, and let's put everything back the way it was over here. Control A 1, 1 2, Control A 1, and Control A 1 2. Let's go over here in this angle, and let's now make the angles of the top of the foot over here. We're going to select this edge, then Control key down and just click on this one. It'll just select the whole edge over here. Now you can do the shift key down and select these edges over here in this pattern. Click on this one and this one. Now do W and smooth it 8 times. So I'm just going to do it one time first. Just want to show you that you can actually repeat this 7 times over here. Now, I don't like to use this feature is because it remembers what you did last, and it kind of slows you down. So if I do W smooth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? Because basically I did 8. Now, if you come over here, now if you select on this edge, shift key down this, and then this one and this. Now if I do W and I smoothed it 1 time, you can see that if I had used this, it would have smoothed it 7 times. So you have to keep fiddling with this. So that's why I don't like to use it. Anyway, so I did that 1 time. I'm going to do this 2 more times, 1 and then 2. So go ahead and select on this, go over here, and you're looking for this edge over here. Go to your front view, and you can press the Z key, take it to the left 1 time in the big grid units, press the Z key, do W, and then smooth over here. Now we're just going to rotate it like this and select these edges over here, shift key down, and select these edges in this pattern just like this. Go to your front view and stay in your big grid units. Go to the left 1 time like this. Now go ahead and select on the faces. Click on this face, shift key down, and select this pattern of faces just like this over here. Just do W smooth 1, 2, 3. Go to your front view, click on this face, shift key down this one in the big grid units, bring it down 1 time, do W smooth 1 and then 2. Then do tab to look in the solid view. And you can see that what we have now is this is going much more higher and it's coming down. We're starting to get the realistic forms over here for the foot. Now lastly, we're going to fix these bone structures over here. So click on the vertex select mode, do Control 1 to go into your back view. Just click on this vertex, shift key down on this one. So notice that I've selected this one and this one. I'm going to do scale and just scale it in 1 nudge over here. Then rotate it, reselect this one, and then shift key down and then select this one. Notice I don't have this one selected. Now I'm going to do Control 1, and in the big grid units, take it to the right 1 time, then zoom in to get smaller grid units, then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Now if you do tab, take a look at this foot, you can see that what we have are the realistic forms of the foot coming along. So if you do 3, you can zoom out and take a look at this from the right view, the back view, and if you do Control 3 and actually go to your modifiers tab in the mirror modifier, you can click on this eye. It'll turn it off so you can see the inside of the leg. So you can see that you can also work in this way too. I'm going to select this back on. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to start to move on into the toes. So I'm going to do tab and A to deselect everything. So the first thing that we want to do is get rid of the top of the body. So the way we can do this, we can press the Z key. Now you already know if you press the B key, you can press the left mouse button to select everything, okay? And if you press the B key again and middle mouse button, press it down and move your mouse to do this box select, it'll deselect everything. In the same way, if you press the C key with your scroll wheel, you can left click to just select everything like this. And I can also do the middle mouse button to just deselect everything, right? And then right click to get out of it. You can also use the Control key and then left click to draw a lasso. And this is a very helpful feature, okay? And if you do Shift and Control and left click, you can deselect this. The reason this is very helpful is because you can be in any angle and select your vertices. So I'm going to do the Control key and left click to select everything. Press Z to go into wireframe. Now do Control I and it'll just simply invert. So if I do middle mouse button to show you that everything is now selected on top. Go to your front view. Now you press the H key and it'll simply just hide the entire figure. If you do Alt H, it will bring it back. Okay? Now if you do H to hide it, you can also do Control Z to bring it back. You can do Shift Control Z to bring this back. So I'm going to do Control Z to bring this back. The reason I'm showing this to you is because you will find this very helpful. That let's say if you do Shift Alt and click on this edge, okay, and if you do H, it'll hide it, right? And you can do Control Z to bring that selection back. And now you do Alt, Shift Alt, and click it, it will now remove it, and you can do Alt to hide it back. So make sure that you are aware of this technique because you will find this helpful later on. Okay, so anyways, I've hidden that figure. Now I'm just going to click on this vertex, press the period key so I can zoom in over here. Okay, so what you want to do is go to your top view over here And what we're going to do now is go ahead and Alt and click on this over here. We're going to press the G key 2 times and just move the mouse up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, going to do the same thing, Alt and then right click this one, press the G key 2 times, 1, 2. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now I'm going to show you a few things over here. Here's the subdivision modifier. If I click off this, you can see that we get the original cage. Okay, press the Z key, you can see that here's the edge loop that's going around. What I want to do is actually make this completely straight, in a straight line. So one thing that you can do is you can actually use this concept of the active element. You can even rotate around the active element rather than using the 3D cursor. It's a little faster. Anyways, we're going to use this active element. And what you're going to do is you're going to shift key down, deselect this vertex, and then select this vertex. You'll see that this vertex is now the active element because it's white. We're going to go to the top view over here. Now I'm going to press the S key to scale and press the Y on the Y axis and press 0. Left click to confirm. Now if you press Z, you can see that it's now completely straight. And I'm going to do Z to come back. Now I can simply press the R key to rotate and rotate this on the active element. Just do 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, now we can do A to D select everything over here. So let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. We can just click on this rather than going in wireframe and press the control key down and go ahead and just lasso select everything, middle mouse button, and then make this the active element. Okay, now actually, let me scale this first. Now I'm going to do S and then Y, and let's do 0 over here. Left click to confirm. Now we already know that we can use the active element to rotate. Okay. Oh yeah, one other thing. Notice that when you click on this, this is really where the active element is, right? The cursor appears here. When you have this off, this is where it really is, but it doesn't show it in the subdivision, but it works the same way. So just be aware of this. So let's go ahead and switch to this to the 3D cursor, right? How would we use the 3D cursor to do this? So what you have to do is only select on this vertex over here and then do Shift S, and then it'll bring up the snap menu, do cursor to select it. So you'll see that it brings the 3D cursor. Go to your top view. Now make sure that this is on 3D cursor. And now do control key down and make sure that everybody's selected over here. Now I'm going to rotate this. Rotate, press the R key and do 1, 2, and then 3 over here. Okay? Okay, so you can see that with the 3D cursor, you have to switch this to the 3D cursor, get the 3D cursor in place, and rotate stuff. So I like to use the active element because it's a little faster when I know that I'm going to be rotating stuff on the active element. Anyway, make sure that you have active element selected. Now to get rid of the 3D cursor, you can just left click anywhere to get it out of the way. And I think what we want to do is, having this all selected in the big grid units, we're going to move this to the left only one time like this. Now we're going to go to the right view over here. Now it doesn't really matter what angle you have this on, make sure that this is off. Now you can do control and actually go in here and select everything. Okay, so you could do Shift, Control, and go ahead and just do the selection. It'll just deselect it. So the lasso selection is a very powerful feature. So what we want to do is actually get rid of these vertices. So I'm going to do X and I'm going to do delete these vertices. So it'll just create an opening over here for us. And I'm going to go to the right view over here. Okay, what we want to do is now separate this whole thing from this foot. We're going to do Alt and just right click on this. So it'll just, if you do Z, you'll see that it selects everything over here. Okay, now if you press the V key, just like we did on the neck, and then just do right click to get out of it, you'll see that it separates the whole thing. So I'm going to do A to deselect everything. I'm going to hover my mouse over a vertex and just press L. It'll select this. Now you have to get out of the active element, go to median point. Now in the smaller grid units, I'm going to move it to the left, 1, 2, and then 3. I'm going to separate this so we can work with this over here. Okay, so what you want to do is A to deselect everything. Now what you want to do first is use that active element concept to our advantage. We just click on this for now. what I want to do is actually first get rid of these edges over here. So I'm going to do Alt X, and we're going to do dissolve edge. Click on this one, X, dissolve edge, Alt, right click this one, X, and dissolve edge. Okay, now if you do 1, you can see that it's going a little above over here. So what you want to do is go ahead and select on this vertex, this one, and just make sure that this one is the active one over here. Now if you do S and Z, you can press 0 and just press enter. Oops. And I think I pressed something wrong over there. And anyways, so make sure that this is over here. It's all flat line basically over here. If you take a look at the bottom area over here, okay, that's what we did. Anyways, what you want to do now is click on this and X and dissolve edges. So what I want to do is click on this one and then shift key down and this one. This will now become the white vertex. Now if you do S and do shift Z, you press the 0 key and press enter. So same thing over here. I'm going to click on this vertex, shift key down, and then this one, make this the active element. Press S to scale. I'm going to press shift Z, meaning that don't scale in the Z, only scale on the Y and X. And if I press 0, you'll see that it just becomes perfectly vertical based on this vertex over here. So let's do the same thing for these guys over here. Scale, shift Z, 0, and enter. And click on this one and this one. Scale, shift Z, 0 to enter over here. So now everything should be perfectly vertical over here, just like this. Okay. Now go ahead and select on this vertex, zoom out. So you are getting the big grid units, and just move it up one time. Then deselect this one and just move this up one time over here. Then Alt and click this one over here and just do F to create the face. Okay. And then A to deselect. So this will start to get this ready. Now press 7 over here, and I'm going to press the Z key, press the C key, and over here only select these two vertices like this. Press 7. Let's go ahead and get rid of the active element. Go to median point. Now we're just going to move this out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm just going to bring it in 1, 2, and 3 over here. Okay. So what we have now is basically the foot set up so we can start to create the toes. So I'm just going to park this over here and go ahead and file, do save as, and let's go ahead and save this as lesson 13. And I'll see you in the next lesson where we'll begin to look at this more closely.